Um, we're going to do the sky mirror here, program 1000. We're going to cover the first week in February 2016. See what comes up. While you're watching it, I got a couple notes here. One thing is Mercury's on Pluto and they're squaring Uranus, and this makes for very difficult communication. It's like loud talk. It's like people who won't shut up and argue and use a lot of dramatic, extreme words. This is Pluto's an extremist, and here's words, and it's squaring Uranus. You know, they're going to take them off the air. Now, it just so happens that the moon sets this off, squares it. It's Friday the 29th. That's tomorrow. For most of you, see the show on Thursday nights, huh? Well, here I've got, the planets all set up for you, and the sun's in Aquarius. It's going from 9 to 19 degrees here. There's going to be a new moon at 19 degrees. Yeah, in about 12 days from you, or 11 days from you, early Monday morning, the 18th. Now that new moon's in Aquarius, and it makes a nice sextile to Uranus, which is the planet of brotherhood. And the police are really our brothers, aren't they? Why are they so scared? They're carrying guns. That's why. If they didn't carry guns, they wouldn't be scared, and we wouldn't have all these accidental shootings. And everybody's blaming the policemen. They're gonna should go after the billionaires or something instead, who are doing the real evil, or the drug lords. No, it's drug companies. It's anyway, I don't want to get after it. Here we got a lot of word games going on because Mercury, there he is on Pluto, and there's extreme words. And they're at 16 degrees. Well, Uranus is at 17. And so it's even hard to get a sentence out at times like this. And the moon's going to go by there and square that. It's going to be pretty fresh tomorrow for you, kind of in the middle of the day. There it is. If you're on the Thursday night show, well, there's a square to Venus. You won't get no sweets. But late at night here, midnight, 1 a.m. in the morning, here's a nice trine to the sun. And it feels a lot better if you've got some ambition Friday morning. You even got organized here after lunch or after breakfast. There's a sextile to Saturn at 14 degrees, and but don't let your guard down, because here's the Mercury, Uranus, Pluto square. Eek. Now we had a Capricorn new moon at 19 degrees. It squared Uranus, so Uranus is sensitive in a bad way. It's just not loud noise. It's loud noise that makes your teeth grit like fingernails on a blackboard. It's that kind of stuff. So that there's lunacy involved here, and the kids will, you can't communicate. It's hard to get around. This is prime for large-scale shakings, earthquakes, tornadoes, kind of things. That high winds knock down the communication lines different places in the world. And this is a shaking time. There's going to be one more due to that last new moon squaring Uranus. You get a month of it. There'll be one more up here on Friday night, the 5th of February, when there could be some shakings and stuff going on. Mercury's moved further away by then, so it's not quite as traumatic as when Mercury's right there. See, so of these, and this is the fact the moon's in Libra, and it opposes Uranus here. See, so everybody says, "Eek, Uranus." We don't like Uranus. What's that? High winds, electricity, unions, homeless people, refugees. I don't know. There could be a lot of stuff going on that's not reasonable, and it's not. You can't argue it, but everybody's going to try. And so this is a bad Friday, folks. The least said, the better. Yeah. Can't say nothing nice. Don't say nothing. Saturday, the vibes continue through the morning. You're probably a little traumatized by what happened Friday, and you'll learn I don't want to go out. I don't want to talk to anybody. That's the way I usually handle these things. If the moon slips into Scorpio here around dinner time, Saturday the 30th of January, and the vibes all change. And it feels a lot better. And you can here's Neptune and Venus. Boy, that's Sunday the 31st. It's the time to go to church. Here's the time to study religion, art, music. Here's the time to sit with the birds. Here's the time to open up the compassionate, higher heart side of you. That's what good religion does. That's what good music does. So, play some Bach for your baby here. And anyway, this is a really delightful Sunday. I hope the churches all fill up, and they're talking about compassion. Sunday night, here on dinner time, the moon squares the sun, kind of a little squabbly, You can't get done what you wanted, but if you stop worrying over it, you get control here about midnight Sunday night. Here's a sextile to Pluto, and there's some investigation. I didn't realize it was that. I get new information here Sunday night, Monday morning, really early, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Here's Mercury at breakfast saying, yes, let's talk about this. It's a good time to do that, to communicate this stuff. It's an excellent time. There's also a sextile to Jupiter. Where's that? I missed it now. There it is. And so there's truth and wisdom coming out. Yes, because Jupiter's in trine to Mercury with lightning bolts of truth Monday morning. Neat time, lots of laughing. Kids are going to be having fun here Monday morning. Good time. Moon in late Scorpio. Continues all through Monday. When you go to Tuesday, moon switches into Sagittarius. And again, it's a different feel. Suddenly the music isn't quite so nice, and things get sticky, and Neptune, the bad smells Tuesday night. Confusion reigns. The moon squaring Neptune. As it gets closer up here to Saturn, some of the ideals or the dreams you got into are going to get crunched. And so, it's a very sobering thing when the moon goes by Saturn Wednesday morning in Sagittarius. Yes, very sobering. Uranus is there. There's some brotherhood in the middle of the day, but the morning especially is cold, and there's a feeling of being alone, and depends how bad the chemistry was, and the bad smells, and whether you followed some of those delusions you had Tuesday night. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's mix the gasoline with our martinis. Anyway, you could feel the results Wednesday morning. This could be drinking too much. Usually when the moon squares Neptune, a square is something you hold on to, and it's hard to stop. If you're holding on to Neptune, you can't stop. Tuesday night, you drank too much. Yep. Wednesday morning, you're dehydrated. The moon goes by Saturn. Your face looks old. Body took all the water out of your skin to operate your liver and kidneys, and so you'd be shocked. You're yes, old face Wednesday morning. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. There's a trine to Uranus. You got to have a laugh about it here after you see your old face from drinking too much the prior night. Here's a square to Jupiter. People are laughing too much. Clowns all around and jokers. I like that song, and I'm stuck in the middle again. Clowns on the left, jokers on the right. It's the way you feel Wednesday night. Maybe people are overcompensating for their depressive actions on Wednesday. First half of Wednesday, as the moon goes by Saturn, and you overreact. Laugh too much when the Grim Reaper isn't hovering quite so close. Whatever it is, it's overdone Wednesday. Thursday, just after breakfast, the moon leaves Sagittarius, goes into Capricorn. It's a different situation, and starts off pretty nice in a way, because there's a Venus zone up here, and a Mercury, and let's see, this is Neptune here. Neptune and Venus. Wow, Venus is the lower love of perfumes and sex and sweets and goodies, and Neptune's the higher octave of Venus. You go to high compassion stained glass windows and the love of the Great Spirit and, religious ecstasy. So Neptune and Venus, boy, they're like Mercury and Uranus. Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. You take the mind up one step, you get Uranus. You take the heart up one step, you get Neptune. So this is very nice, and it's on Friday, which is, Vendredi in French. It's Venus's day. The Venus, by the time you get here, has gone by Pluto, and so it's going to be late at night. And there'll be a little sense of power and control and maybe panic even. And then just after the alarm bells and the power goes out, because Venus comes in about 18, 19, see. So first you get Pluto at 16. Eek, a bug! A little panicky. Then at 17, you get the square to Uranus. We're all alone and the power just went out. And finally at 18, you get the conjunction to Venus. And there's some sweets and goodies and love, and you might as well just make the best of it, Toast some marshmallows on a chimney fire or something. Anyway, I guess it's kind of a happy ending here Friday night. And here's Mercury's, he's pretty happy too. Moon goes by Mercury, Saturday morning, so even though Murky Friday has this glitch in it in the afternoon and the evening as you go more late, and into early Saturday morning let's see, where's Venus? Right there. 2 a.m. Friday for most of you. Well, that probably softens up this Freaky Friday a little bit, and by the time another roll comes around, there will be the new moon, because here it is. On Saturday afternoon, the moon shifts into Aquarius. It gets to a sextile to Saturn here on Sunday afternoon, early afternoon, and you're all organized. And then there's a nice new moon that, actually, there's a sense of brotherhood. Here comes common sense, Uranus. I was laughing the other day when Mercury stopped. My dad used to say, non compos mentis. What are you doing, Raleigh, you non compos mentis? I never really understood what it was, and then when Mercury stopped, I said, non means no, compos sounds like counting, computing, and mentis is mentality. So that non compos mentis means the counting part of my mind isn't working. That's usually Uranus. That's your inside engineer, your common sense scientist. Anyway, this new moon sextiles Uranus. It takes you out of the shaky alone period. At sextile Saturn, you can get a lot done here. You could even convince some of these old Republicans, Saturn, to do a little Uranus, a little environmental work for the good of everybody. And this is a month to starting on the 7th of February. You got a whole month to convince these guys, stop punishing homeless. Again, don't you realize the way that is? Eek.